If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Hey, it's the Metroidvania Guru, back again with another edition of my Metroidvania Demo Impression series, where I give you my first impressions of a Metroidvania's demo. And it's a series. Today's game, Goblin Vyke, the Thief Tycoon, sponsored by Gamersky Games. Goblin Vyke is a Metroidvania-style dungeon adventure that's already pulled in over 50,000 wish lists ahead of its April 30th release. I'll leave a link in the description and pinned comment, so feel free to go wishlist it yourself. Alright, let's take a look at this game's double life-living, wheelin' and dealin', goblin thievin' antics. First and foremost, Goblin Vyke is a stealth game, at least in the couple of hours I played, but it's also a simulation game and a Metroidvania. There's a lot going on here, but it never felt overwhelming, which is a good sign. Anyway, let's start from the top. You play as Vyke, a goblin whose father has passed away and left him the family shop. Looking to vindicate his father and carry on his legacy, Vyke decides to pick up where his father left off, which unfortunately means inheriting a mountain of debt. But unlike his father, Vyke has zero intention of being a respectable shopkeeper who loses profit just to keep customers smiling. Instead, he immediately teams up with a spooky haunted mask so he can go steal everything he needs from the local dungeon. A dungeon that conveniently has infinite gold, and less conveniently has deadly skeletons and dangerous traps. Let's start with dungeon crawling. It's all about staying quiet if you want to survive. Every step Vyke takes sends out sound waves that alert enemies, and if someone finds you, you're cooked. Vyke cannot defend himself. The best he can do is run away or hide until their alertness meter drops. But just because you can't swing a sword or cast spells doesn't mean you're helpless. Those dangerous traps, they work both ways. But taking out skeletons isn't your main objective. You're a thief. So stealing all your enemies' crap while they're not looking, or while they're snoring, is the real move. Sneaking up on someone triggers a little minigame that lets you pop open their bag and relieve these dopes of all their goodies. You'll also find chests with solid loot inside and crumpled notes that give you bargaining skills and jokes. Now, let's shift to the sim side. Vyke loots the dungeon at night, and during the day, he runs his shop. But Vyke doesn't just sell, he haggles. The goal is to sell customers what they want at the highest possible price. To squeeze more gold out of them, you're gonna talk up the merchandise, and that's where the brag button comes in. Every brag is a dice roll. Stack enough rolls into the green zone, and you've convinced the customer the item's worth more. But if you bust, you'll lose money. You can take the deal or walk away, but walk too many deals and your stock piles up, which cuts into how much you can loot at night. Vyke has skills he can use to help even the odds while bargaining, so not everything is left to chance in these sections. A little strategy can go a long way. Now, you might be asking, what's the point of all that gold? Everything. Gold keeps the shop from being repossessed, and it's how you upgrade both the store and Vyke himself. In my run, I upgraded Vyke to get a double jump and a fart dash. Awesome! It's this synergy between the simulation and exploration parts that makes the game so addictive. It's not just steal stuff at night, sell it during the day, upgrade yourself, repeat. There's a whole layer of planning happening behind the scenes, and the game's calendar ties it all together. Here you can see when your next mortgage payment is due, when pre-orders need to be fulfilled, and all the deadlines tied to the contracts you've taken on. Every day brings some new wrinkle that can affect your next dungeon run. For example, maybe the local staff shop is selling bum staves. So suddenly, staves are in high demand. That means on your next run, grabbing staves becomes top priority. It's basic supply and demand, baby! And just to make things clear, this is not a roguelite. The dungeon doesn't reshuffle every night. Any shortcuts you unlock or fast travel points you activate are permanent because this is a legit, handcrafted dungeon with a real level design behind it. And there's no Souls-like crap here either. No corpse running. That said, dying still hurts. You lose most of your loot, and time advances, which means all those deadlines on the calendar get tighter. So be careful out there. Like I've only touched the tip of the iceberg with Vyke. There's so much you can do in this game. Hiring and training employees to steal for you, throwing bugs as distractions, dealing with the consequences of failing contracts, upgrading your shop and your backpack, and then there's the whole story with the spooky mask and the NPCs who wander into the shop. This game is stacked with mechanics and things to do, and it's genuinely impressive how intuitive it all feels. I know this is a sponsored video, and there's always a risk that praise sounds canned, but I promise you, I'm actually excited to get my hands on the full release. That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Metroidvania coverage, and drop a comment telling me what you think of Goblin Vik so far. And don't forget, if you want to check out the game yourself, the links to the Steam page are down in the description and in the pinned comment. Until next time, later nerds.